Alright, let me talk to you. So, around a month ago, I finished the easy mode playthrough on my channel. Let's be honest, it wasn't very good. I mean, I guess you could argue in terms of entertainment, it was alright, but as for proving whether or not I'm good at the game, it didn't do very much. In fact, I think it lowered my standing on the list of good Stardew Valley players. Today, I am here to rectify that. I will be playing through 100, well, technically it's 112 days of Stardew Valley. No mods, no enhancements, nothing that could possibly give me an advantage of any kind. Our goals are the following: complete the community center, earn a total of 1 million gold, collect 100 golden walnuts unlocking Mr. Key's walnut room, and reach 10 hearts with Krobus and ask him to move in with us. With all of that out of the way, let's jump right into day 1. We are breaking the mold on day 1 as we do what pretty much everybody else does on this day. Clear out space on our farm, make a chest, collect any forage items we find, which actually happens to be quite a few, become acquainted with the local trash can population, harvest fibre in the hopes of getting mixed seeds, collect spring onions, do some dilly-dallying at the beach, donate an artifact we dug up to the museum and receive 250 gold for it, plant our 15 parsnip seeds and spend the rest of the night harvesting some more fibre on the farm. It's straight to business on day 2 as we plant the mixed seeds we collected yesterday and water all of our crops. We chop down some trees, then we visit Willie or William, where we receive Stardew Valley's official meta item, the fishing rod. I make a chest, then I spend the rest of the day fishing at the beach. That's right, it's going to be a fishing playthrough for the next couple of days. We're really going to be following the meta for this playthrough, at least during spring anyway. Opening up treasure chests provides me with a small dopamine boost every time, so that's something good at least. On day 3, we return to our natural habitat, the beach. We do some foraging, then some fishing while we wait for Willie's shop to open up. We sell the fish in our inventory, then sell the fish that I kept in the chest I put here yesterday and buy the fiberglass rod and as much bait as I can afford. Then I committed an act that only a certified tomfooler would commit. I tried to pick up my chest, but it fell in the water. I was a bit miffed about that one, I can't lie to you. Once again, the rest of the day spent fishing. This time we have maneuvered ourselves to the river outside Leah's cabin. Our goal here is to catch as many shad and catfish as we can before the day ends. I was hoping to get the Neptune's Glaive, a really powerful weapon, in a treasure chest, but fortune did not favour us today. We did reach level 4 in fishing though, so that was nice. You know the drill. On day 4, we water all of our crops. It was at this point that I realised I am in for a really long spring. I plan on buying at least 80 strawberry seeds, so if we don't get a bunch of sprinklers pretty soon, I'm going to be watering my crops for the majority of every day. I head to the mountain lake and do some fishing. I promise we won't be fishing for the entirety of spring, this is just something we need to do right now. I take a quick break to deliver a daffodil to Haley, then it's back to the lake for the rest of the day. For the sake of being completely transparent, I want to show you all how badly I fumbled at 1 AM. This should have been an easy guaranteed catch with a treasure chest, but my brain cells went on vacation and I emerged from the battle empty-handed. If there is one thing that became abundantly clear throughout this playthrough, it's that I am a professional fumbler. We reached level 5 in fishing though, so we're making good progress in that area. Marnie visits us on day 5 and presents us with an interesting proposition. We can adopt a cat. I immediately say yes and welcome Louie the cat into the family with open arms. I toss some fish and other items into our shipping bin and harvest the parsnips that have grown. Armed with a pickaxe and some chubs, I meet Marilyn in the mines who gives us a rusty sword. The entire day is spent in here. We reach new levels of bad luck as floor 18 ends up being a monster-only floor. Things were looking grim for a moment, but Lady Luck smiled at us on this beautiful night. One of the slimes dropped a wood club. This is an absolute game changer. Armed with this wood club and complete sheer willpower, I defeat the rest of the monsters and eventually make my way to floor 20. I end up passing out on floor 22. How would I describe today? In the words of street poet and philosopher Ice Cube, it was a good day. Some of our mixed seeds have transformed into fully grown parsnips on day 6, so I harvest those with the quickness. I clear out some more space on my farm to prepare for the shenanigans we will be participating in later this month. Then I head to Clint's to sell some items and ask him to upgrade my pickaxe. I buy 141 potato seeds in Hold on, wait. 141? Alright, this might just be the most progress I've ever made during the first week of spring. Unfortunately though, that is the end of the good news for today, as we now have to plant and water each and every single one of those potato seeds. You'll notice the seeds have been planted in a 3x3 formation. That is because I have done something I normally never do. I have planned ahead. We're going to make as many quality sprinklers as we can this month to make sure we don't end up watering like 300 melon seeds every day during summer. Lady Luck has once again decided to shine a light on my life as I woke up to the beautiful sight of rain on day 7. I harvest a potato that has sprouted from a mixed seed, then it's time for some more fishing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody in between, there are multiple things that have happened during the last few weeks, both in real life and in Stardew Valley, that have made me realize my luck is not as bad as I once believed it to be. But this is the coup de grace. I opened a treasure chest while I was fishing, and I was blessed with the Neptune's Glaive. When it comes to the mines and the enemies that can be found within, this weapon is a game changer. In fact, it's not game changer. It's game over. I continue fishing for the rest of the day, opening treasure chests, catching catfish, and overall just having a jolly good time. On day 8, I am suffering from success. Every single neuron in my brain is engaged as I painstakingly water every single seed I've planted so far. Low on energy but high on life, I make my way to Pierre's shop to purchase 200 parsnip seeds. You know that phrase, go big or go home? Now, ordinarily I would go home because I'm very lazy, but I am a completely different beast now that I have acquired the Neptune's Glaive. I head to the mines and prepare for a day of adventuring when I realize I have made the rookie mistake of forgetting to collect my pickaxe from Clint. I return a short while later where I am quickly met with a monster-only floor. At this point, the oxygen in my body has been replaced entirely by unrivaled levels of motivation, so this was light work. I continue through the mines, making sure to return to the surface every once in a while to keep my furnaces smelting. I decide to return to my farm around 9 PM to plant as many of the parsnip seeds I bought today as I can. In total, I planted around 70 of them. Mother sends us 500 gold in the mail on day 9, which is simply delightful. What is not simply delightful is the fact that between the parsnip and potato seeds, we have over 210 crops planted on our farm. A weaker person would simply water a good few of them but mainly hope for a rainy day. A smarter person would have made as many basic sprinklers as possible before this point. I am neither. What I am, however, is stubborn to a disgusting extent. I water all of the seeds, completely exhausting myself multiple times. Then I head to the saloon and purchase 6 salads before spending the rest of the day gallivanting around the mines. Unfortunately, I met my mortal enemy very soon into this adventure. Floors 30 through 39 of the mines, aka the dark floors, aka the I can't see what I'm doing, I have no idea where I'm going, I'm just going to keep breaking rocks in the hope that I somehow stumble across a ladder floors. The good news is we made it to floor 47 before passing out. Louie provides me with some emotional support on day 10 as I water all of my seeds. This emotional support worked until I passed out from exhaustion. That's right, I passed out at 11:30 in the morning because I watered my crops too hard. Thanks to that little kerfuffle, we awaken on day 11 with an energy bar that is half full. In a rare turn of events, I decide to utilize 10% of my brain power instead of the usual 7.5% and go foraging. Back on my farm, I feast upon the delicious items I collected while watering all of my seeds. You know that meme of the farmer saying, "It ain't much, but it's honest work"? Yeah, no, that's a lie. It is much work. In fact, I would go a step further and say it is an astronomical amount of work. It's off to the mines for the rest of the day where we very slowly make it down one level, then pass out. On day 12, I am happy to announce that all of our hard work during the last few days was absolutely worth it, as all of our parsnips and potatoes are ready for harvest. I sell most of them to Pierre, earning around 15,000 gold. With our energy bar full and our spirits high, we spend the rest of the day in the mines before returning home at around 1 in the morning. We reached level 5 in farming, which is good, but we unlock quality sprinklers at level 6, so this might become an issue very soon. Demetrius pays us a visit on the luckiest of days, day 13. As always, we go with the fruit bats over the mushrooms. I spent some time in the mines collecting iron ore and making sure our furnaces are constantly smelting, then I entered the town square for the egg festival. I spent all of my gold on strawberries, buying a total of 151 of them. Now, in previous playthroughs, I sometimes made the choice to purposely lose the egg hunt. Not this time, baby. Not this time. I'm still riding the adrenaline wave that began when we harvested our parsnips and potatoes. There is adrenaline in my soul. Something, Cody Rhodes. My point is I dominated the egg hunt. The other competitors were a complete non-factor. The only things that existed were myself and the eggs. My victory culminated in me receiving the straw hat. Neat. Back on the farm, I plant all of the strawberry seeds before the day ends. We are making so much more progress than I thought we would. Honestly, I'm not that good at this game. I don't know how we have made it to this point. But, like a surfer in Australia, when something unexpected happens, you just have to ride the wave. It's back to basics on day 14 as we start the morning by watering all of our strawberry seeds. I head to the travelling cart to see what's on sale, and looking back on this, I wish I hadn't done that. There were quite a few things in here that I wanted to purchase, but I only had 2 gold, so all I accomplished was teasing myself. We visit the wizard who teaches us how to read and speak Junimo. We can now donate items to the community centre. Yes, I realised that we should have done this on day 15 rather than day 14, but hey, sometimes my priorities get discombobulated. Another round of foraging is on the agenda as I accidentally on purpose continuously ate all of the forage items I had during those days where we had hundreds of crops to water. I sell some of this forage to Pierre, collect a horseradish and a leek from the chest in the mines, give Robin the axe she lost in the forest, and complete the spring forage bundle in the community centre. We receive 30 spring seeds for this, which I sell to Pierre. Then it's back to the travelling cart. Yeah, I couldn't resist. I needed to buy the fruit salad so I could give it to Hayley for her birthday. I give Leah a jade that she requested as part of a quest, then I give Hayley a present that cost me over 2,000 gold. Never let it be said that I don't care about the villagers in this town. Because I do. A lot. I also give Pierre a gift to complete one of the introduction quests that requires you to give a gift to a villager after speaking to all of the villagers. The rest of the day is spent in the mines where we pass out on floor 69. We have a bit of a problemo on day 15. Our energy bar is currently on the floor as a result of us passing out in the mines last night. The good news is it's salmonberry season, so we have easy access to energy for the next 4 days. Hayley and Emily are having a quarrel over who should clean the couch. Guy like me, I would simply purchase a brand new couch to avoid having to clean the old one, but that's just me. I collect a good few salmonberries around town and in the forest, then I inhale them to get enough energy to be able to water all of my strawberry seeds. I buy 2 green beans and a cauliflower seed in Pierre's, then surprise surprise, it's off to the mines for the rest of the day. We make it down to floor 73 before we pass out. I really need to stop passing out. I finally make 2 scarecrows on day 16. I do not know why I didn't do this sooner, but it is what it is. We continue our brand new tradition of collecting salmonberries, then returning to the farm to water our strawberries before heading to the mines for the rest of the day. We've got plenty of refined quartz and iron bars at this point, so we really need to get to floor 80 so we can start collecting gold ore. Thankfully, we do manage to get to level 80 just before the day ends, so things are looking really good. We reach level 5 in mining, so I choose the miner perk, which gives us 1 extra ore per vein. Can you guess what we do on day 17? If you said, collect salmonberries, water the strawberry seeds, and spend the rest of the day in the mines, you would be absolutely correct. I feel like now is a good time to mention that things will get more interesting soon, I promise. I just bit off more than I can chew with all of these strawberry seeds I bought, so I need to get at least 20 quality sprinklers as soon as possible. We make it down to floor 90 where we obtain the obsidian edged sword. It is with a heavy heart that I cast the Neptune's glaive to the side. You served me well. Thank you. Something peculiar happened though. The game straight up wouldn't let me throw the Neptune's glaive in the trash. Like, I literally couldn't do it. Perhaps that is Stardew Valley's way of telling us to treasure the things that we hold dear to us. That the emergence of new things in our lives doesn't mean we need to forget about the old things that are still beautiful. For example, I used to love Pepsi. Absolutely love it. I would guzzle a litre of it every day, which probably wasn't the best choice now that I think about it. But anyway, one day I found a can of cherry Pepsi, and it was sensational, exquisite, immaculate, other adjectives. Though my fondness for cherry Pepsi grew stronger, I still retained an appreciation for the normal Pepsi. I don't know where I'm going with this. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, I suppose. Right, day 18. You know how it is. Water as many crops as we can, collect salmon berries, finish watering our crops. Go fishing and catch a smallmouth bass, which I give to Penny to complete a quest she gave us. Give a parsnip to Pam for her birthday. And continue our escapades in the mines. We make it down to floor 98, but I don't want to push my luck too far, so I leave and head back home. I did not make it home, however. I passed out by Linus's tent. It's raining on day 19, which I am very thankful for because salmon berries have stopped growing, so that source of energy is gone. I spent some time in the mines, but I became exhausted on floor 98, so I left. I decided to spend the rest of the day fishing in order to collect the fish we need for the community center. First we head to Leah's cabin, then we move to the beach. I have to say, this was a very nice change of pace compared to the last few days. I feel peaceful. Our strawberries still haven't fully grown on day 20, so that was a bit of a mild annoyance. I grab some diamonds from my chest in the mines and sell them to Clint, then I buy 4 spaghettis and a beer in the saloon. I give the beer to Shane as a birthday present, who thanks me by saying, "Why are you bothering me? I want to be alone." Bit rude. We make it down to floor 100 of the mines where we receive a star drop. It reminds me of my favorite thing, water. I'm just going to leave that there for a moment. Stay hydrated. And also hug the people you care about. As I am watering my crops on day 21, I can feel it. That special feeling deep down in my soul. That feeling that lets me know we won't have to water these crops manually for much longer. Somehow, some way, we will make a ton of sprinklers within the next 2 days. What can I say? I've got that sprinkler sensation. Today wasn't a very interesting day though. We just went to the mines again. We did have a very close call on floor 108 though, where we just barely managed to escape the mines without being knocked out by the bats. AKA the fart goblins. Our strawberries are finally ready for harvest on day 22. I cannot even begin to describe how happy this made me. It felt like the good old days where you wake up early on a Saturday morning. Everybody else is in bed, so you go downstairs and sit in front of the TV. You watch cartoons while eating the biggest bowl of cereal you've ever made in your life. All is well. I sell most of my strawberries to Pierre and buy some spring crops. I return to my farm to plant these seeds. Then it's time. Up to this point, I've been going through the mines with a copper pickaxe and no backpack upgrades. I think we've used up all of our good luck. We need to wait until we upgrade our pickaxe and buy at least one backpack upgrade before we go any further in the mines. That is something that I will never ever say. We have come way too far to back down now. I steamroll through the mines. Every ounce of vile and venom, passion and willpower that runs through my veins has levitated upwards, attaching itself to my skin, pushing me further and further towards my goal. Every time that little voice in the back of my head tells me to give up, I push it to the side, for that voice does not matter to me. What matters is that I make the most of the situation I have found myself in. With a level of dedication flowing through my body that I have not felt in years, I keep repeating one single phrase to myself. I can, I will, I must. I can, I will, I must. The monsters, nay the minor inconveniences could do nothing to stop me as I delved deeper and deeper into the mines. For the last 22 days I have been working on one single story. That story has one ending. I must reach the final floor. I can, I will, and I must finish the story. And that is exactly what I do. I make it to floor 120, I obtained the skull key. I am proud. I am happy. But more than anything else, I am exhausted. This segment lasted maybe a minute at the most. I'll have you know I spent around 8 minutes sweating and shaking while making my way to the final floor. To end the day, I bask in the silence of victory as I watch my furnaces smelting the gold ore I have placed within them. On day 23, we keep the momentum going and make 20 quality sprinklers. Hot diggity dog, life is good right now, which normally means things are about to go very wrong for me. I make another 4 sprinklers and begin planting the rest of the parsnip seeds we purchased a few days ago. I pretty much went all in on this and ended up realizing that I need another 10 quality sprinklers. I head to the mines and spend most of the day collecting the ores I need, then I return to the farm, make the 10 sprinklers and place them down. I say goodnight to Louie and head to Sleepy Town. Hey, that rhymed! On day 24, I realized that I made a slight mistake when I was planting the strawberry seeds. This has resulted in there being a single vertical line of crops that aren't being watered by our sprinklers. But it's not really a big deal. I head to the flower dance where I purchased the tub of flowers recipe and a rare curl from Pierre. Then I ask Haley to dance. I won't lie, I wasn't paying attention at all this day because I was too busy staring at my phone. I was watching Drew McIntyre vs Sheamus vs Gunther from WrestleMania 39. On day 25, I realized that I have grown to love our little strawberry farm. In fact, I don't want to leave. I feel like a schoolboy on Sunday. It's nearly tomorrow and I don't want to go. But alas, we have work to do. I collect some gems and geodes from my chest in the mines, purchase the first backpack upgrade and an apple tree sapling appears, and plant it on the farm. I donate my gems to the museum, ask Clint to crack open some geodes, donate more items to the museum, and ask Clint to crack open a few more geodes. I then ask Clint to upgrade my axe before donating the final couple of items I have to the museum. We've been very busy during the last week or two, so I decide to take a chill pill and spend the rest of the day fishing at the mountain lake. I visit the traveling cart on day 26 where I purchase a lobster, a coconut, a cactus fruit, and a rare seed. I spend some time collecting iron ore in the mines, then I give a daffodil to Pierre for his birthday. Again, I decide to take it easy for the rest of the day and fish at the beach. I also want to catch the legend fish before spring ends, so we need to get to at least level 8 or 9 in fishing really soon. We've got another strawberry harvest on day 27, which is absolutely sensational. I donate a green bean, a cauliflower, and a potato to the community centre, then I realise I forgot to bring a parsnip. Even when I'm making decent progress, I still have that scallywag mentality. I sell most of our strawberries to Pierre, then I return to the community centre with the parsnip we need, completing the spring crops bundle and unlocking access to the other bundles. I complete the crab pot bundle and donate some fish to the other fishing bundles, and I complete the entirety of the boiler room. This means the minecart system will be repaired, which should make things a bit more convenient for us. The majority of the day is spent giving Emily a birthday present and going back and forth to the community centre with the items we have that can be donated. We reach level 8 in farming, so we can start making kegs as soon as we get some oak resin. Day 28, the final day of spring. Our parsnips are ready for harvest, so that's a really nice way to start the day. I donate 5 gold star parsnips to the community centre, buy a puffer fish, a coffee bean and a fish stew from the travelling cart, and sell our parsnips to Pierre. Just to be on the safe side, I buy 5 of each spring seed. I buy some bait from Willie and I almost bought the iridium rod, but it cost 7,500 gold, so I figured I'd be fine without it. I could just use the fiberglass rod without the lead bobber or any attachment like that. I was wrong. In fact, I wasn't just wrong, I was very wrong. That was the single worst decision I have ever made while playing Stardew Valley. This reality set in very quickly when I attempted to catch the legend fish and I failed. Horribly. But that's okay, right? I mean, we've got our fish stew bumping us up to level 10 in fishing, and we've basically got the whole day to catch it. No, I tried. I really tried to catch that beast of a fish, but I just couldn't do it. It embarrassed me at every turn. At one point, I began to wonder if I should ever be allowed to touch a fishing rod again after my absolutely flabbergasting attempts at catching the legend. I just wasn't strong enough to catch it. I'm a weak man in its dojo of masculinity. I definitely stole that line, there's no way I made that one up. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure Moist Critical or Penguin Zero said it in the video he did with VoiceOver Pete where they eat chicken wings. Anyway, yeah, I failed to catch the legend. This has been a very humbling experience, I must say. It's not exactly how I wanted spring to end, but I mean, you know, like, what can you do? Let's just move on to summer. I'm sorry for how that went. Alright, we had a decent start with spring, but it's a brand new season. There shall be no lollygagging, no dilly-dallying, no tomfoolery, and absolutely no form of shenanigans during summer. We need to be serious. I collect my axe from Clint and buy a few summer seeds from Pierre. I didn't notice my inventory was almost full, so I couldn't buy all of them, but I did get 249 melon seeds and everything we need for the community centre. I head back to the farm and start planting these seeds. It takes a while, but we do get everything planted. We're still on track to complete the community centre around the start of winter too, so things are looking good for us. I spend the rest of the day chopping down trees, taking advantage of our upgraded axe. Day 30 begins with a trip to the mines to collect a red and purple mushroom from a chest. I probably should have moved this chest to my farm, but it keeps the day interesting, you know, it keeps me on my toes. We need something like this. I'm going to leave it there for another few days maybe. I donate several items to the crafts room, finishing off the summer foraging, exotic foraging, and construction bundles. I also donate a couple of mushrooms to the bounty board bundles. The rest of the day is spent collecting copper ore and iron ore in the mines. I passed out at 2 AM. In the mines. I need to stop doing that. I start day 31 by chopping down trees. We're going to be doing a lot of tree chopping this month. I need a ton of wood for a coop, a barn, and at least one upgrade for both of them. I also finally move my chest and furnaces in the mines to the farm. I make 5 tappers and stick them on a few trees so we can get oak resin and maple syrup. We need both of these items for the community centre, and we also need oak resin to make kegs in the future. Now that I think about it, I should have done this during spring, but oh well. Chopping down trees is next on the agenda, followed by the construction of a preserve jar which I toss a spiceberry into. I fully intended on spending the rest of the day fishing, but yeah, I got bored, so I went to sleep. That's it for today. Day 32 begins with a quest. Clinty Poo would like to inspect 35 copper ores. We will collect those for him at some point. I caught a sunfish for the community centre as well as a tilapia, a tuna and a sturgeon. All of these get donated to the community centre. I decide to sell some fish and fishing related items to William, then I buy the summer seeds I didn't get on the first day of summer. I make 6 quality sprinklers and get everything planted and watered. I catch a bream which also gets donated to the community centre. I spend the rest of the day in the mines collecting copper ore and quartz. I have some horrible news on day 33. I passed out in the mines last night. Again, so I woke up with almost no energy. I accidentally swung my pickaxe on my farm, so I was exhausted straight away. This is not our day already. I checked the travelling cart and the duck feather and large egg look very tantalising, and by that I mean we need them for the community centre. I do a bit of foraging to find some scrum-diddly-umptious items that we will... Sorry. I do a bit of foraging to find some scrum-diddly-umptious items that will increase my energy. Then I do a tiny bit of fishing and sell the fish I catch to Willie. With 2,000 gold in my pocket, I head to the travelling cart and buy the duck feather and the large egg. Oh wait, no I didn't, because I accidentally bought an octopus. Look, I'm going to be completely honest here, summer did not end up being a good season for me. I didn't realise, but this was the beginning of the darkest timeline. I head to Clint's and show him the 35 copper ores I collected last night to complete his quest. Luckily, the gold I received as a reward for this was just enough for me to be able to afford the egg. I decided to spend the rest of the day chopping down trees until my energy ran out, which didn't take very long at all. But tomorrow is a new day. I'm feeling hopeful. Our spiceberry jam is ready on day 34. I guarantee that it tastes amazing. Like there's no way it isn't one of the best jams that has ever been made. I really want to try it now. I collect some fruit from our bat cave and chop down even more trees. I want to say that I won't mention me chopping down trees anymore, but I'm fairly certain I spent a good portion of summer chopping down trees, so I'll play it by ear. If the only thing I did on any given day was chop down trees, then I'll mention it, but otherwise my lips are sealed. I donate a couple of items to the museum, sell a few minerals to Clinty Winty, and finally repair the broken bridge at the beach. Again, this is something I should have done during spring, but this is a learning experience for me. Alright, I am legitimately surprised I've even made it this far. Speaking of learning experiences, I tried to catch the crimson fish. This is one of the legendary fish. I thought I would be more than capable of catching this fish. I've done it many, many times in the past. I was wrong. I could not catch it. Also, spoiler alert, I completely forgot to come back here at any point during the rest of summer, so we never caught the crimson fish. I'm gonna have to do a 200 days video in the future. This is just embarrassing at this point. Anywhomst, I donate a few items to the community center, then I spend the rest of the day chopping down... Okay, no, not saying that. Let's just move on to the next day. I have an announcement to make on day 35. If there's one thing you need to know about me, it's that I do not get nervous. Okay, no, I'm lying. I do. Quite often, actually. My point is, my nerves are slowly starting to go through the roof every time I go to the travelling cart and the red cabbage seeds aren't being sold. We need that for the community centre. If we don't get them, then this whole thing falls apart and I'm guaranteed to fail at least 2 of my goals. I become a good Samaritan and donate a couple of items to the museum to calm my nerves. I also collect the melon and starfruit seeds we received as rewards for our donations so far. I sell a few items to Clint and we don't have enough to ask him to upgrade our axe. That is unfortunate. I sell a few of those melon seeds to Pierre to reach exactly 5,000 gold, then I return to Clint and ask him to upgrade our axe. I spend the rest of the day collecting iron ore. And I actually went to sleep instead of passing out in the mines this time. On day 36, I head to the mines to do some fishing. I catch an ice pip, which is good because we can throw this into the soup at the luau later this month. I also catch a ghost fish for the community centre. I spent some time fishing at the mountain lake, then I head back to the farm and throw most of the fish I caught today into the shipping bin. Some radishes and peppers are ready for harvest on day 37, which is, nice. I make a few generous donations to the community centre, even more generous donations to the museum, collect my axe from Clint and ask him to crack open some geodes. The items we received from these geodes get donated immediately, then it's back to the farm to throw pretty much our entire inventory into the shipping bin. Next I chop down the log that's blocking the entrance to the secret woods. This is an absolute game changer. Actually no it's not. I don't know why I said that. But we can get hardwood here, we can collect fiddlehead ferns, and we can catch the wood skip. Also, I probably should have mentioned this sooner, but I've been smelting copper, iron and gold ores and quartz in our furnaces the whole time. Continuing my quest to become Santa Claus, I deliver more items to the community centre. We're actually making decent progress on the whole community centre thing. I'm surprised. I'm happy, but I'm really surprised I haven't missed anything so far. I catch a rainbow trout, then I grow tired of the town river. I simply do not vibe with its aesthetic. So I head to the mountain lake instead. Something whimsical happened here near the end of the day. I became absolutely mesmerized by the scenery here. I decided to pause for a while and simply take in this moment. Then I started walking back to the farm. This is the first time in a long time I haven't been in a rush to get home at night, so I was finally able to appreciate the nighttime energy of Pelican Town. I want to move here. In real life, I want to be here. Give me a little cabin with a fireplace and a little garden where I can grow some vegetables. Look, it's the little things in life that matter. 2 oak resins are ready to collect on day 38. I donate one of these to the community centre and then I make a troubling discovery. I missed Gus's birthday. This was rough. It completely ruined my day. Gus is an absolute gentleman. I cannot believe I forgot about him. Today is Maru's birthday though, so I give her a strawberry. So that kinda cancels out my little kerfuffle with Gus's birthday, right? I ask Robin to build a coop on our farm, catch a couple of fish, and empty my inventory into the bin of shipping. Some poppies and radishes are fully grown on day 39. I don't care about the radishes. The poppies, though, these are huge, and by huge I mean we need one for the community centre. I collect the ice pip from my chest and head to the luau. The fish was enough to get the best reaction from the governor, earning a tasty 120 friendship points with the villagers. I know I didn't do much today, but it was nice. Sometimes you need a lazy day. Actually, I've had a few of those so far. But our melons still aren't ready on day 40, but some of our other crops are, so I'll take that. I collect 2 maple syrups at the bus stop, make a bee house, and donate a few items to the community centre. At this point, I'm still feeling good about how our community centre progress is going. But if there's one thing you need to know about me, it's that I am a certified jinxer. Like, it is baffling how often I jinx things. It's at the point where I think very carefully about whether I want to vocalize something or not. But I'm going to vocalize this. We will complete the community centre before the end of winter. Okay. I shouldn't have said that. That's going to backfire. Oh boy. Anyway, I sell my crops and forage items to Pierre and buy 25 wheat seeds. I head to the travelling cart and, as always, red cabbage seeds are not being sold. That's okay. We have like 20 more opportunities between now and the end of winter. It'll be okay. I hope it'll be okay. I make a keg and throw a cherry into it, then I plant our wheat seeds. Day 41 is an absolutely marvellous day. First of all, it's raining, which means we can go fishing and catch the red snapper which we need for the community centre. As well as this, our melons are ready for harvest. I do some foraging at the beach, sell this forage to Willie and catch the aforementioned red snapper. I donate this and some melons, sell my melons to Pierre and buy 500 melon seeds. I ask Clinty Bear to upgrade my pickaxe, then I spend the rest of the day planting our melon seeds. Even after making some more sprinklers, we still don't have enough to cover all 500 melon seeds, but I did manage to get 370 of them planted. We reached level 9 in farming and unlocked the ability to craft iridium sprinklers, so that'll be handy in the future. We also reached level 10 in farming, so I picked the perk that causes crops to grow 10% faster. Mother sends us a lovely pink cake on day 42. Thank you. I harvest some blueberries and visit the travelling cart. Unsurprisingly, the one thing I need still isn't being sold. I did buy 2 complete breakfasts though. They give a +2 to farming, so I'll eat those during fall when we're about to harvest a ton of pumpkins. I also bought a walleye which I donate to the community centre along with a blueberry. I head to Robin's and buy some wood and stone and ask her to build a barn on our farm. It's off to Marnie's next, where I buy some hay and welcome 4 chickens into the family. Joyce, Tato, Boo and Sully will make fine additions to our farm. I say hello to our new chicken family, spend some time clearing out more space on the farm and buy 3 bean hot pots, 10 coffees and 10 spaghettis in the saloon. I donate 10 hay to the community centre just before the day ends. Our hops are ready for harvest on day 43, so we hop right on that. I was too early to enter Clint's shop, so I just stood there doing nothing. Then the shop opened up, so I went in and collected my pickaxe. I decided to spend some time collecting gold ore. Also, I hate when this happens. You go down a ladder in the mines and you literally cannot move because another ladder is blocking your way. I see gold ore and fire quartz, which made this even worse because I couldn't get to them. I was a bit miffed about this, I won't lie to you. Eventually I ran into a monster only floor, so I left and went to the ice floors instead so I could get iron ore and coal. The crop fairy paid us a visit during the night though, so maybe our good luck is coming back. Day 44 is a big collection day. I collect gold bars, honey, melons, hops and wheat. I sell most of our melons to Pierre and donate the honey and wheat to the community centre. It's back to the mines once again for even more iron ore and coal. Once again, I am putting the knowledge I have acquired thus far to use. And by that I mean I don't pass out in the mines anymore. I decide to take a bit of a risk on day 45. I plant some melon seeds and one starfruit seed and cover them in the speed grow we received as a reward for completing the spring crops bundle in the community center. Truth be told, I do not know if this will work out. I'm hoping they'll be ready around the last day of summer, but there is a very real possibility I just wasted those melon seeds and the starfruit seed. I head to Marnie's and buy 2 cows. Please welcome Butters and Cody to the family. I make a mayonnaise machine and I realize that my farm looks like a complete mess right now. I know. I won't lie to you, it's probably going to stay this way for a while. I think it'll be during winter when I finally work on making my farm look aesthetically pleasing. Pierre's is still closed on Wednesdays. I should know that by now. I ask Robin to upgrade our coop and that's it for today. I start day 46 by taking a look at our financial situation. It's not looking good. We haven't even reached a total of 200,000 gold, so we really need to step up our game during fall. I'm not talking 100% effort, I'm talking 101% effort. I pay a visit to my animals to make sure their vibes are good, throw some items into my shipping bin, donate a corn to the community center, and buy 31 radish seeds from Pierre. I know radish seeds are a bit of an odd choice right now, but we need gold and this is the only crop we can get that is guaranteed to grow before the end of summer. A bottle of wine is ready on day 47, so we collect that. Moment of truth time. Will the traveling cart be selling red cabbage seeds? If you said yes, then I appreciate that, but no. No, they're not being sold. I did buy a common mushroom for the community center though, and I bought a duck. I decided to call it Clay. I donate the wine and common mushroom, then I spend the rest of the day in the mines collecting minerals and copper ore. Day 48 is another mini sale day. The small things add up, alright? It's the little things that count. I've said that before, I'll say it again, I'll keep saying it to justify me having mini sale days. We will reach 1 million gold, alright? That's my point. It needs to happen, I can't fail that goal. Somehow, some way, I will do it. Probably. I donate 2 dwarf scrolls to the museum, crack open some geodes, ask Clint to upgrade our watering can, and donate more items to the museum. Then I went to sleep. On day 49, the traveling cart isn't selling what we need. Okay, I'm starting to get a bit anxious now. I decide to cool my nerves by heading to the mines. I've got a plan this time, and it's a good one. I go down to floor 70, then immediately go down to floor 71 and collect the iron ore there. Then I return to the surface, then back down to floor 70 and 71, over and over again. I used the iron ore we got from this to make bombs. Then I head down to floor 115 and make my way to floor 118 before returning to the surface. All the while using bombs to blow up clusters of rocks along the way. The whole point of this was to get as many geodes as we can. After a few minutes of doing this, I emerged with 1 Omni Geode, 1 Frozen Geode, and 1 Magma Geode. I was disappointed with this result. Maybe it wasn't a good plan after all, now that I look back on it. We did get a good bit of gold ore though, so that kinda made up for it. I collect my watering can from Clint on day 50, crack open the geodes we have, and ask him to upgrade our watering can again. Slowly but surely our museum is starting to fill up. Very slowly, admittedly, but we're getting there. We did get 9 pumpkin seeds as a reward though, so that was a nice bonus. I finally ask Robin to build a silo on our farm, then I spend the rest of the day doing some landscaping. We reach level 6 in foraging, so we can finally start making lightning rods. Our radishes are ready on day 51. The entire day is spent in the mines collecting iron ore. I'm beginning to realize how much I've said that during this video. Sorry. It's going to happen again, but sorry. I passed out right beside my bed. On day 52, I almost made a mistake I have made multiple times so far. I was on my way to Pierre's when I realized it's Wednesday. I throw my inventory into the shipping bin instead and donate a duck egg to the community center. I also give Willie a diamond for his birthday. I have fallen behind on our friendships, but I will never forget about him. I collected my watering can from Clint and then I went to sleep. I was very lazy during summer. I don't know what I was thinking. Honestly, I blame Easter. I ate 2 cream eggs on Easter Sunday and I felt like a trash bag full of soggy cornflakes. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Let's move on very quickly. It's finally time to harvest our melons on day 53. Each and every melon I picked up provided me with a slight dopamine boost. By the end of it, I felt like someone who is really happy. I'm not good with metaphors. Let me think. I felt like Harold and Kumar when they finally get their burgers in White Castle. That might be a bad reference, actually. I don't know how many people have seen Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Look, my point is, I was very happy. My happiness reached new heights when I sold those melons to Pierre and ended up with 120,000 gold. I asked Robin to upgrade our barn, purchase 75 corn seeds, buy 50 coal, and ask Clint to upgrade our pickaxe. I also finally purchased everything in the vault room. That's 2 of the rooms in the community centre completed. And the bus will be unlocked tomorrow, so we're doing very nicely for ourselves, which is, nice. I went to sleep because I was afraid I would spend all of my gold if I stayed awake for the rest of the day. The rest of our melons are ready on day 54. I plant our corn seeds and use the quality fertilizer we received from the community centre to increase the chance of getting gold star corn. I head to Calico Desert for the first time for one reason and one reason only: to catch a sandfish. I sell some items to Pierre, but I keep some gold star melons for energy. Then I donate the sandfish, which means we only have one fish left to donate: the tiger trout. But we have to wait until fall before we can catch it. I also buy some hay, a milk pail, and shears from Marnie. Day 55, the penultimate day of summer. I decide to ship some of the items I've been keeping so far that I don't really need. With that being said, I guarantee I'll end up regretting this choice in the future when it turns out I did actually need some of those items, but we'll deal with that should it happen. I collect my gold pickaxe from Clint and head to the desert where I entered the Skull Cavern. I did alright here, I suppose. Floor 9 was a monster only floor and it was full of those Pepper Rex monsters, so that was not enjoyable at all. We didn't even get a dinosaur egg from them. I eventually made it down to the next floor, but things only got worse as floor 13 was another monster only floor. And we got knocked out. And we lost our obsidian edged sword. Okay, that was actually worst case scenario. I don't know what to do now. We're either going to have to use the item recovery service in the Adventurers Guild to get it back, or we're going to have to buy a new sword, and I really don't want to spend any gold. How did we go from a decent spring to a disgustingly bad summer? On day 56, Mr. Chi. Look, I'm going to go with Mr. Key. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, there's no definitive way of saying his name, so Mr. Key challenges us to make it to at least level 25 of the Skull Caverns. Yeah, don't talk to me. I don't want anything to do with the Skull Caverns after yesterday. Something good did happen today though. Our 1 starfruit grew, so that was nice. I sell most of our melon seeds to Pierre just so we can buy as many pumpkin seeds as possible tomorrow. I head to the travelling cart and surprise surprise, no red cabbage seeds. At this point I was completely over summer, so I did something I have never ever done before. I skipped the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies festival and I went straight to sleep. So that was a weird season. Ups and downs. But listen, tomorrow is the dawn of a new season. I can feel it in my soul. Fall will be our best season so far. Day 57. It's time for a new era in our adventure. This is the single most important season during this video so far. We need to be on our A game, 0 mistakes, always operating at 13.8% brain power. A little shopping spree takes place at Pierre's as I buy a few of each seed, along with 100 cranberry seeds and 300 pumpkin seeds. I donate a large egg to the community centre, then it's time for some fishing. We're going for a legendary fish here, the anglerfish. Now if there's one thing you need to know about this fish, it's that it is arguably the easiest legendary fish to catch. So I was very, very relieved when I actually did catch it. If I failed to catch the anglerfish, then I would have just ended the video right here. I do a bit of fishing at the river and catch a tiger trout, then I head to Willie's to sell the fish we have. I donate the tiger trout to the community centre, completing the final fishing bundle. Back on the farm, I get to work on planting all of the seeds we bought. I was able to get all of the cranberry seeds and half of the pumpkin seeds planted before the day ends. The morning of day 58 is spent planting the rest of our seeds. I throw some of the items we have been keeping for no reason into our shipping bin, and I finally plant the last of our pumpkin seeds. The special orders board has been built in town. We can either collect 100 bones for Gunther or we can collect 80 hardwood for Robin. I decided to go with Gunther's special order, but spoiler alert, I completely forgot about it. I donate some bone artifacts to the museum, ask Clint to crack open some geodes and donate the resulting items to the museum. Day 59 begins with a visit to our bat cave to collect some fruit that we don't really need. But our apple tree has produced 3 apples, so I collect those. I milk my cows and receive a large milk. This is good, we need that for the community centre. I head to Marnie's and buy a goat. I decide to name this goat after my favourite Grand Theft Auto character, Vercetti. Looking back on this, I wish I had called the goat Leota instead, as in Ray Liotta. He was genuinely such a fantastic actor. Willie gives us a copper pan, which means we can do some panning. I don't know if we'll do that at any point before the end of winter, to be honest. It's always too much hassle trying to find a panning spot. Actually, never mind, I found a panning spot. And we received 6 gold ore and an Omni Geode. Okay, maybe we will do some panning during this video. I buy some salads in the saloon, donate 3 apples and a large milk to the community centre and head to the Adventurers Guild. The lava katana cost 25,000 gold. Right. Okay, I wanted to buy it, but I don't have the capacity for that. So instead I use the item recovery service to get my obsidian edge sword back. I also collect a skeleton mask as a reward for defeating a certain number of skeletons. I don't know how many it was. I'm gonna say 17,000, I feel like that's a good number to say. We're also not doing too bad when it comes to the monster eradication goals. I thought we'd be in a much worse position with those. I collect a hazelnut at the bus stop and immediately donate it to the community centre, completing the fall foraging bundle. Marlon sends us our obsidian edge sword on day 60. I water the single vertical line of crops that aren't being watered by our sprinklers, still, and collect a pomegranate in our bat cave. This pomegranate is then donated. I take the bus to the desert and spend the rest of the day in the Skull Cavern. Our goal in the Skull Cavern is primarily to collect as many Omni Geodes as we can. It's time for us to donate a total of 60 items to the museum so we can unlock the sewers and meet Krobus. We make it down to floor 21 before the day ends. I'll get better at going through the Skull Caverns. At some point during this month, we're going to get to at least floor 50. I head to Clint's on day 61 and ask him to crack open our geodes, and the items we receive are of course donated to the museum. We're going to be doing this quite a bit during fall. The travelling cart is still working against us. At this point, I'm starting to believe that the travelling cart is an undercover operative who has been given the mission of making sure we can't complete the community centre. That's just the vibe I'm getting here. It's back to the Skull Cavern for the rest of the day, where we do slightly better than we did yesterday. We receive some cactus seeds from a chest on floor 18. These aren't the seeds we're looking for. Things were going very well. We made it down to floor 34. Then we got knocked out. I was legitimately horrified when this happened. I was even more horrified when I saw that we lost our Omni Geodes. I make a beeline for the Adventurers Guild and ask Marlon to retrieve those Omni Geodes. And he did it for free. Okay, maybe this wasn't such a bad day after all. We need money and our crops won't be ready for another few days, so I toss some items into the shipping bin at the end of the day. Mr. Key sends us 10,000 gold for reaching floor 25 in the Skull Cavern, and Marlon sends us our Omni Geodes on day 62. What a delightful start to the day. I sell some goods to Pierre, buy some wood and stone in Robin's and ask her to upgrade our coop. But we can't afford it. So I ask Clint to open up our geodes and make some donations to the museum. We're getting really close to that 60 item mark. Some items get thrown into the shipping bin, other items get sold to Clint, and we return to Robin's. I've decided that I want to upgrade my barn instead, so I buy the wood and stone I need, then I realise I don't have enough gold for the barn upgrade. I don't know what's happening to me, my brain cells have gone on vacation. I decide to go to sleep. Not a good day. Our cranberries are ready for harvest on day 63. Finally some good news. I head to the travelling cart and buy a garlic seed. This will come in handy when we get to Ginger Island. Or if we get to Ginger Island. Like I said, I believe the travelling cart is a malicious entity. Their left hand gives you what you want, their right hand stabs you in the back, that kind of thing. I made a seed maker and threw a piece of wheat into it to get wheat seeds. Again, we'll use this when we get to Ginger Island. After that round of dilly-dallying, we head to Piers and sell our cranberries, then we finally ask Robin to upgrade our barn. I donate an eggplant to the community centre, purchase 25 coffees and salads in the saloon, and head to the Skull Cavern for the rest of the day. Again, Omni Geodes are our main focus here, but I'll be very happy if we can get some Iridium ore and maybe a Prismatic Shard too if we're lucky. Things go pretty well as I make bombs as often as I can to blow up big clusters of rocks. Not only does this help us find ladders, but we often get 1 or 2 Omni Geodes from doing this too. We get a dinosaur egg on floor 33, not just once but twice, and it was very nice. We get a rabbit's foot on floor 48, which we need for the community centre. We pass out on floor 56. You know what? I'm kinda proud of myself for that. I toss a dinosaur egg into the incubator in our coop on the morning of day 64. Then it's off to Clint's to crack open our geodes. This was a mistake. See, I only need to donate 4 or 5 items to the museum at the most to unlock the sewers. So we would have been better off trading those geodes for artifact troves in the desert. I donate the dinosaur egg and the 1 item we received from our Omni Geodes to the museum. We only need 3 more items at this point because we've donated a total of 57. Gus wants 24 eggs. We can actually do that one pretty easily, so we'll accept that. I head to the mines and spend the rest of the day collecting coal and iron ore. I want to make some more bombs which we'll use in the Skull Caverns at some point in the future. On day 65, I donate the rabbit's foot we picked up in the Skull Cavern. I ask Clint to crack open some frozen geodes and receive 1 item which we can donate to the museum. It's off to the Skull Caverns for the rest of the day once again. We get a prismatic shard on floor 37, so today is already a successful day. Things were looking a bit dodgy a short while later though, so I used a warp totem to get back to the farm. I'm not taking any chances. We've got a prismatic shard in our inventory, so if we get knocked out, I guarantee we would have lost that. I would not have been happy about that. Dare I even say I would have been unhappy about that. Our corn is ready on day 66, so we harvest them. I head to Clint and ask him to open up 1 geode. That is because I didn't realise my inventory was already full. Now you may have noticed that it is Wednesday. Can you guess which shop I was heading towards? Yeah, it happened again. I donate 5 gold star corn to the community centre, completing the quality crops bundle. I toss the eggs in my inventory into the fridge in the saloon and go back to Clint's to open up the rest of my geodes. Like I said, I really should have traded those for artifact troves because we got nothing we could donate to the museum from them. When I head back to my farm, I realise something important. I have been diversifying my interests for far too long. I have been taking on too many responsibilities and I have been trying to do too many things at once. So, here's the plan. Alright, here's what we're going to be focusing on for the next few weeks. The mines for coal and iron ore, the Skull Cavern for Omni Geodes, and the secret woods for hardwood. If we have any free time, we'll spend it clearing out space on our farm. We also need to purchase a pig and hopefully get red cabbage seeds from the travelling cart during the next week or 2. Alright, let's continue. On day 67, I head to the mines to collect iron ore and coal so we can make bombs. I then head to the saloon and buy some coffee and salads. I sell a couple of diamonds to Clint, then I venture to the desert and exchange my prismatic shard for the galaxy sword. The rest of the day is spent in the Skull Cavern. See, we're sticking with our plan. Fall is going to be a good season for us. I mean, it has to be, because if it isn't, then we're going to fail all of our goals, which isn't good at all. We find a prismatic shard on floor 50, so I believe we are back in our good luck era. Yeah, we got another prismatic shard on floor 65, so we are officially back in the good graces of Lady Luck and Father Fortune. I leave the Skull Cavern at around 1 AM and trade my Omni Geodes for 2 artifact troves and 1 desert warp totem. Day 68 begins with a cranberry harvest session. I also collect 9 iridium bars that I've finished smelting. I sell our crops to Pierre, then I head to the travelling cart. Our luck is good, but not good enough. No red cabbage seeds. But I do buy a battery pack. I collect some hardwood in the secret woods, then I crack open my artifact troves in Clint's. I donate 4 items to the museum, including a prismatic shard, which means we have donated 60 items in total. Alright, we actually did it. Cool. Of course, we still have to get Krobus up to 10 hearts before the end of winter, but let's just enjoy this moment while we can. I was very tempted to sell a prismatic shard to Clint so we could get closer to being able to afford the iridium upgrade for a pickaxe, but I kept it. Not for any reason in particular, no, I'm just selfish. I do, however, return to Clint's a short time later and ask him to upgrade our watering can to gold quality. I was so excited about finally meeting Krobus tomorrow that I went straight to bed. Day 69 begins with a visit from Gunther, who gives us the key to the sewers. Thank you, Gunther. I'm going to be completely honest, I can't see Gunther in Stardew Valley without thinking of Gunther from WWE. Like, for some reason my brain sees them as the same person even though they look nothing alike. Or maybe they are the same person. I've never seen both of them in the same room. There's something for you to think about. Versetti has no milk right now. I complete the fall crops bundle in the community centre and sell my crappie whoppies to Pierre. Our bank account is looking pretty tasty right now. I buy 200 pumpkin seeds, then I use the key Gunther gave us earlier to unlock the sewer. I meet Krobus for the first time. I'm happy. I buy a void egg and 10 void essence and I give Krobus a pumpkin which he loves. In Marnie's ranch I buy a sheep and call it Bailey. I also buy a pig and call it Champa. It's off to the secret woods to collect hardwood, and I think I'm going to stop mentioning us collecting hardwood from now on. I plant our pumpkin seeds and that's it for the day. Day 70 is a corn and pumpkin harvest day. You know, I'm actually glad I didn't get all of our pumpkin seeds planted on the first day of fall, because having 2 pumpkin harvest days in a row makes me feel tremendously happy. I say hello to our animals and collect some eggs from our coop, then it's time for our daily visit to Krobus. Again, we give him a pumpkin and purchase 10 void essence. Some of you may be wondering why I keep buying these. In order for Krobus to move in with us, we need to give him the Void Ghost Pendant. You can get this from the Desert Trader in exchange for 200 void essence. Monsters in the Skull Cavern can also drop the pendant, but I don't want to take any chances, so I'm trying to get 200 void essence as soon as I can. The travelling cart isn't selling the red cap. Okay, look, I'm sure you get the point by now. I sell some items to Pierre, making sure to hold on to 20 gold star pumpkins for Krobus. I purchase another 150 pumpkin seeds, then I ask Robin to upgrade our house. I plant our pumpkin seeds, then I try to go to sleep, but Louis has taken over the bed, so I just sit in a chair and wait for him to move. On day 71, I pay a visit to Krobus. I know it's only been like 3 days since I met him for the first time, but I feel like we're good friends now, so I think it's time to give him a nickname. For the rest of this video, I will be referring to him as Mr. K. I know that sounds formal, but it comes from a place of familiar affection. I throw my eggs into the fridge in the saloon, buy some coffee, collect my watering can from Clint, and ask him to upgrade my pickaxe. We finally get a large goat milk on day 72. I wanted to donate this, but we can't go into town because the Stardew Valley Fair is being set up. I did not know this at the time, but going to that fair would end up being the single worst choice I have ever made in my entire life. I scavenge my chest to find 9 items to use in our Grange display, then I head to the fair. Honestly, our Grange display isn't that bad, at all. You see that item in the top right? It's called Neptunite, and it's worth the same as a diamond in terms of its score during this little competition. I watch with bated breath as Lewis takes a gander at the stalls. Thankfully, we came in first place, so we receive 1000 star tokens. I bet all 1000 of these tokens on green, and I lose all of my tokens. Okay, I can see where this is going. I play the slingshot game and receive 144 tokens. I bet these tokens on green, and I actually win this time. Alright, let's keep the momentum going. I bet 288 tokens this time, on green again, and I lose them all. Again. I very seriously considered leaving the festival at this point, but I stayed strong. I played the fishing game and received a delicious 492 tokens. Feeling on top of the world, I played the game again, receiving another 288 tokens. At this point I was feeling pretty good, so I bet all of my tokens on green and won. Now we've got 1560 tokens. I only bet 440 tokens this time, which was a good choice because I lost them. I played a slingshot game again, then I decided to go all in. 1274 tokens on green. The wheel lands on orange. Alright, listen, I'm done. I can't deal with this right now. Day 73 begins with a cranberry harvest. I really, really needed that after the kerfuffle that occurred yesterday. I almost tried to walk into Pierre's, but I realised it's Wednesday at the very last second, so I'm learning. In fact, let's be honest, this whole thing has been a learning experience for me. I've definitely said that before during this video, but hey, that just shows how committed I am to learning. I don't know what I'm talking about, let's just move on. I donate the large goat milk to the community centre, unlocking the greenhouse. The wizard would like us to defeat a prismatic slime and bring him the prismatic jelly it drops. I collect my iridium pickaxe from Clint, and to be honest, I am very surprised I actually managed to fully upgrade my pickaxe. I make a Mackie roll and a fried egg in our kitchen, toss our crops into the shipping bin, complete Gus's special order, purchase some food items in the saloon, and donate the Mackie roll and fried egg to the community centre. It's off to the mines to track down the prismatic slime. The plan is simple. Go down to floor 5, look for the prismatic slime, return to the surface, go back down to level 5, rinse and repeat until the prismatic slime appears. At approximately 1:30 in the morning, I am proud to announce that we have caught and compromised to a permanent end the prismatic slime. In slightly more embarrassing news, I passed out beside my bed. Gus sends us a mini fridge on day 74. Thank you, Gustavo. I make my way to the desert and purchase 20 beet seeds, 75 starfruit seeds, and 75 deluxe speed grow. I deliver the prismatic jelly to Rasmodius. Then it's time to set up our greenhouse. I made 2 iridium sprinklers, but I'm waiting for some gold bars to finish smelting so I can make 4 more. In the meantime, I get the ground prepared for our starfruit and beet seeds. I also used the deluxe speed grow we bought earlier. I collect the gold bars, make 4 more iridium sprinklers, and place them in the greenhouse. Some of you may be wondering why I planted beet seeds. That will be revealed in approximately 6 days. Rasmodius sends us the crafting recipe for Monster Musk on day 75. This is a big deal. If we make a Monster Musk and consume it, it will increase the amount of monsters that appear in the mines and the Skull Cavern. We have enough slime and bat wings to make 3 Monster Musks. So if we drink 1 and head to the Skull Cavern, more monsters will appear. Purple slimes, serpents and mummies have a chance to drop red cabbage seeds, so I think we could get those seeds by doing this. Right, never mind, the travelling cart has red cabbage seeds for sale, so we're good. I pay a visit to Mr. K and buy 10 Void Essence. Again, I think I'm going to stop mentioning the whole Void Essence thing, but rest assured, I will put everything I have into collecting 200 of them. I ask Clint to upgrade our hoe, then I head to the mines. I consume a Monster Musk and spend the rest of the day going through the mines, defeating the copious number of dust sprites that spawn on almost every floor. Monster-only floors are also beneficial right now because of how many slimes show up. This will help us with the monster eradication goals. I plant the red cabbage seed just before the day ends. A baby lizard has appeared on day 76. I decide to call it Peep. I took it easy today, I just cleared out some space on the farm. Our bat cave is filled to the brim on day 77, so I collect the fruit and sell it to Pierre. Also, just in case anyone is wondering, I have been collecting hardwood every day for the last couple of weeks. We need 200 hardwood to repair Willie's boat once we finish the community centre. And we need another 150 hardwood to upgrade our house. I give a pumpkin to Mr. K and throw some more items into our shipping bin. Again, today was a pretty laid back day as I just cleared out the farm some more. I decided to use bombs to take down some trees later that night, and it actually worked pretty well. That might be the best way for us to clear out the farm from now on. Evelyn pays us a visit on day 78 and gives us the garden pot. That reminds me, hug your grandparents, spend time with them, have a cup of tea and a biscuit with them. Anyway, I harvest the cranberries and corn that have grown, toss a void egg into the incubator, and continue our quest to bankrupt Pierre. I collect my hoe from Clint, then I ask him to upgrade it again. I do something that is long overdue, quite frankly. I ask Robin to build us a shed. I really hope we can get Mr. K to 10 hearts before winter ends. Like I'm genuinely going to be so upset if we can't do it. I also buy some coffee in the saloon. Shane sends us a plate of pepper poppers on day 79. Thank you, I guess. I haven't spoken to you since spring, but yeah, thank you. We really need our pig to produce a truffle for us. Or find the truffle. I know pigs don't actually make the truffles themselves, they just dig it up out of the ground. Alright, well our pig literally just found a truffle, so we're good. Our beets are ready for harvest, which means today just got a lot more exciting. I collect certain items from my chest, throw a battery pack into the power box in the tunnel, pick up Linus's basket, give Linus his basket, toss a rainbow shell into a box at the railroad, put 10 beets into the fridge in Lewis's house. Okay, that sentence was way too long. I'm out of breath. Give me 1 second. Willie wants 100 pieces of bug meat, so we'll do that for him. I sell some items to Pierre, donate a truffle to the bounty board bundle, and check my fortune. The spirits are very displeased. This means we have the worst luck possible today. Alright, that kind of ruins some plans I had. I don't feel safe going to the Skull Cavern today after seeing that. I harvest a sweet gem berry and give it to the old Master Cannoli statue in the secret woods. I receive a star drop in return. After visiting Mr. K, I teleport to the desert and put a solar essence into the dragon skeleton's mouth. Day 80 is what I believe to be the final pumpkin harvest day. Hopefully it isn't, but we're harvesting a lot of pumpkins today, so I won't be too upset if it is the final one. Yeah, it happened again. I only have myself to blame, honestly. I need to start paying attention to what day it is. I head to the desert because I want to go into the casino in Sandy's shop, but I forgot to collect the casino membership card, so I have to go all the way back to my farm. I pick up the card, pay another 500 gold to go to the desert again, and finally enter the casino. I spend my gold on 200 key coins and start spinning. I'm not going to waste your time here. Long story short, I lost all of my coins. It's back to the mines for the rest of the day to collect iron ore and defeat dust sprites. I blow up some more trees at the end of the day. Day 81 is another pumpkin harvest day. Sweet. We're doing really well in terms of our finances after selling our crops to Pierre. I ask Robin to upgrade our shed and make some tree fertilizer. The hardwood we get from the secret woods is enough for what we need, but I want to speed up our hardwood collecting process. I plant some mahogany tree seeds and sprinkle some tree fertilizer on them. Allow me to bestow some knowledge on you all for a moment. A tree sapling has 5 growth stages. Every tree sapling will advance by 1 stage of growth each night if you put tree fertilizer on it. It then takes 2 more days for it to reach the final stage. However, when it comes to mahogany seeds, tree fertilizer results in a 60% chance of the mahogany seed advancing to the next stage each night. So I reckon these seeds will be fully grown within 6 to 10 days. Our starfruit is ready on day 82. I forgot about this seed after we harvested the beets a few days ago, so this was a nice surprise. I buy a garlic at the travelling cart, harvest our corn, and spend the day going through the lower levels of the mines, because we need bug meat for Willie's special order. Yeah, I'm surprised I remembered that special order, to be honest. Our final cranberry harvest session takes place on day 83. As well as this, our red cabbage has grown. I wanted to go to the community centre, but the Spirits Eve festival is being set up. So I pay a visit to Mr. K and buy a star drop from him. I'm getting slightly nervous when it comes to getting him to 10 hearts. He's really close to 3 hearts now, and his birthday is the 1st of winter, so that'll bump him up to 6 hearts. He might even be close to 7 hearts at that point actually. So what I need to do is make sure I talk to him every day during winter and give him 2 pumpkins every week. I could probably unlock the cinema and watch a movie with him too if I really need to. We'll see what happens. I spent some time lollygagging in the mines collecting bug meat for Willie. At night time I head to the Spirits Eve festival and buy the rare crow and the jack-o'-lantern recipe. I also make my way through the maze and collect the golden pumpkin at the end. I drop off the 100 bug meat Willie asked for just before the day ends. Versetti, or goat, gave birth during the night. See, now I find this hard to believe because I only have 1 goat. So unless some sort of immaculate conception has occurred, I fail to see how this is possible. Regardless, I decide to call the baby goat AJ Styles. Please come back to WWE. I'm not joking. I'm serious. I miss him so much. I just want him to come back. Another animal has shown up on our farm on day 84. A void chicken has appeared. I call this chicken Atem. I give a pumpkin to Mr. K as is tradition, then I take a look at our gold. I think we can make it to a total of 1 million gold. The main things we're going to be focusing on during winter are collecting the golden walnuts on Ginger Island and getting Krobus to move in with us, so we should have plenty of time to plant starfruit and make money from that. So, we're good. All goes well, we should be able to complete all of our goals. I finally buy the last backpack upgrade. I completely forgot about this. I got so used to having 2 rows of inventory that it didn't even cross my mind to buy this upgrade until now. I purchased the catalogue and 200 cranberry seeds, and I donate the red cabbage to the community centre. The only items we need now are a nautilus shell, a snow yam and a crocus. And they're all exclusive to winter, so it's pretty much guaranteed that we're going to finish the community centre really soon. I hope I didn't just jinx it. Like I said before, I am a professional jinxer, so I may have just ruined everything by saying that. I head to Robin's and buy some crafting recipes for different flooring. I plant more mahogany seeds and sprinkle tree fertilizer on them, then I spend the rest of the day turning our shed into a storage area. It was going pretty well, but then I ran out of wood, so I went to Robin's and bought 2.5 stacks of wood. It takes a lot of time and a lot of going back and forth between our shed and our chests, but we made some decent progress on it. This was a nice way to spend the last day of fall. I feel optimistic going into winter. Day 85, aka the first day of winter, begins with a quick trip to our storage shed to drop off some eggs. I bump into the shadow figure at the bus stop, then I pay a visit to Mr. K. But this visit isn't like the others. No, today is a very special occasion. It's his birthday. I give him a pumpkin, which pushes him up to 6 hearts. Nice. Linus and Demetrius have special orders for us. I decide to accept the special order from Linus, which requires us to fish trash out of the water. Next, it's donation time. I hand in an ancient seed and receive an ancient seed and the crafting recipe for ancient seeds as rewards. I collect my hoe from Clint, then I visit the beach to do some foraging. We get a snow yam straight away, which is perfect. We need that for the community centre. Unfortunately, I didn't find a nautilus shell, but hey, at least we got one item. I return to the farm and turn another ancient seed I had into an ancient seed. Like a plantable ancient seed. Basically, I turned an artifact into a seed. I ask Pam to bring me to Calico Desert, where I head into the casino. I wanted to buy some QI coins, but I accidentally used my beach warp totem. That was embarrassing. After that little kerfuffle, I decide to ask Robin to build a new pond on her farm. I pick up a crocus outside the community centre before heading inside and donating said crocus and the snow yam we acquired at the beach. The only item we need now is the nautilus shell. I once again head to the desert and venture inside the casino, where I actually successfully purchase QI coins this time. Key coins, sorry, I said it wrong, my bad. This day is already way too long, so I'm going to keep this part as short as I can. I wanted to get 3 star drop symbols, so we'd receive 250,000 coins. Long story short, I didn't get 3 star drop symbols. Just for the sake of clarity, I spent 14 minutes trying to do this. That is 14 minutes of my life I will never get back. I filled the greenhouse with cranberry seeds to make sure we still have a steady income this month. I haven't forgotten about our goal to earn a total of 1 million gold, don't you worry about that. I spent some time working on our storage shed, then I warped to the beach for some reason. Like, I genuinely don't know why I did that. Anyhoomst, the Junimos repaired a bridge to the quarry during the night. Bro, the first day is almost 3 minutes long. The morning of day 86 is spent working on our storage area. I am fully aware that I still have yet to achieve any of our goals, but having a tidy storage area makes my soul feel at peace. Completing our goals would also make my soul feel at peace now that I think about it. I'm tremendously confused. I break some rocks in the quarry area, then I make my way through the quarry mine and collect the golden scythe at the end. I was about to walk all the way back to the entrance when I remembered you can interact with the statue at the end to teleport back to the entrance. I'm actually surprised I remembered that. Bit of bad news, there is still a distinct lack of nautilus shells at the beach. I throw a sturgeon into our pond on day 87, then I chop down our mahogany trees and end up with 41 hardwood. Not too shabby. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about me going to the secret woods to collect hardwood anymore, but I wanted to mention it this one time just in case anyone is wondering where the extra hardwood came from. In the words of Professor Farnsworth from Futurama, good news everyone. I found a nautilus shell at the beach. I buy some coal from Clint before donating the shell to the community centre. We have finally completed every bundle. More importantly, we have completed our first goal. This rejuvenated my spirits. All I need to do is keep the momentum going and we should complete all of our goals before the end of winter. Things are looking good, which is normally a bad sign for me, but I'm going to be optimistic. I make 30 something bombs and use them to take down a good portion of the trees that are still on our farm. I spend the rest of the day chopping down the remaining trees and getting rid of any stone and fibre on the farm. This is what our farm looks like right now. It looks pretty empty, I know, but I'll try to make it look at least a bit aesthetically pleasing before the end of winter. Lewis sends us a letter on day 88 thanking us for completing the bounty board bundles. Reading that letter really warmed my heart. But what made me feel even better was realising that this earned us 2 full hearts with every villager who we cannot date. Which means Krobus is now at 8 hearts. Sweet. The community centre has officially been restored, which is also sweet. I sell some eggs to Pierre, then something peculiar happens. Shane walks into the abandoned Georgia Mart. I don't think that's supposed to happen. I don't know how that happened. I sell some gems and 2 iridium bars to Clinty Winty, then I ask Robin to upgrade our house. It cost 50,000 gold and 150 hardwood, but it is worth it. We need that upgrade in order for Krobus to move in with us. At least I think we need that upgrade. Even if we didn't need it, it's all good. I wanted to upgrade our house anyway. I plop the Stardew Valley Hero Trophy at the top of our storage shed. Just in case anybody doesn't know, you get this trophy for completing the community centre. Before the day ends, I pick up all of the sprinklers on our farm. Half of the cranberries in our greenhouse are ready for harvest on day 89. I sell them to Pierre, donate some artifacts to the museum, then I donate 200 hardwood, 5 iridium bars and 5 battery packs to Willie so he can repair the boat. I buy some coffee and salads in the saloon, then I do some fishing off floor 100 of the mines to complete Linus's special order. At the bathhouse area, I meet the wizard and begin his quest. I completely forgot this was a thing. I throw the garbage I got from fishing into the dumpster to complete Linus's order, then I talk to Krobus and ask him to open the entrance to the mutant bug lair. I make my way through the area, collecting the dark talisman at the end. Robin and Willie repair the boat during the night. On day 90, Linus is relaxing in the lake, during winter. Like I said in a previous video, Linus is an interesting critter. I head to the witch's swamp and do some fishing to collect 2 void salmon and a void mayonnaise. I give the mayo to the goblin henchman, collect the wizard's ink and return to the wizard's tower to give it to him. We have now unlocked the shop in his tower. We can purchase Junimo huts, the gold clock and the obelisks. I still don't feel comfortable saying that word. I feel like I'm going to mispronounce it a lot, so I'm just going to... Magical towers, alright? That's what we're going to refer to those as from now on. We are nowhere close to being able to afford any of them right now though, so that is not very chill. What is very chill, however, is I went to Willie's shop and used his boat to get to Ginger Island. I immediately head to the forest and collect 2 golden walnuts. I give 1 to the parrot, then I spend the rest of the day in the volcano dungeon. I struggled a bit with this, but we had pretty easy access to magma caps. This is a forage item which gives a ton of energy and health when eaten. My goal here was to make it to the end of the volcano dungeon, aka floor 10. I made it to floor 9, then I passed out right in front of the entrance to floor 10. I was absolutely heartbroken when this happened. More cranberries are ready on day 91. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, I won't mention harvesting these cranberries anymore unless it's for an important reason. What could that important reason possibly be? Keep watching to find out. Actually no, I don't like doing that. Alright, spoiler alert, and I legitimately mean spoiler alert here, this is big. Skip forward by about 30 seconds if you don't want to have a pretty big event in this playthrough spoiled for you. Alright, if you're still listening, I'm going to assume you want to hear it. We end up collecting 100 golden walnuts and unlocking Mr. Key's walnut room. He gives us a quest near the end of winter that requires us to bring him 100 different items of different colours. So 100 red items, 100 blue items, 100 yellow items, yada yada yada. The red item we bring him is the cranberries that we harvested in our greenhouse. So there you go. After giving Krobus / Mr. K / my best friend a pumpkin, we reach 9 hearts with him. Sensational. Next it is time for me to redeem myself for yesterday's hullabaloo in the volcano dungeon. This time will be different. I'm not just ready. I'm prepared. I don't know what I was doing wrong yesterday, but this actually ended up being really easy. which I am very grateful for because if I failed again today, I would have cried. I collect the 2 golden walnuts and the prismatic shard at the end of the volcano. Next, it is time to collect some more golden walnuts. At around 7 PM, I spend some walnuts to open up the farm area of the island. I immediately get to work on planting our crops. The important thing to note here is we planted melon, garlic and wheat seeds. There is a frog in the cave beside our farmhouse here that will give us a total of 15 golden walnuts for growing these 3 crops. So I really want to get that done, as you can imagine. Robin has a special order for us on day 92. She would like us to collect 1,000 pieces of wood. We do need wood, so this is a win-win. Willie's shop is locked today, which means we can't go to Ginger Island. That is unfortunate. The reason why it's closed is because the Festival of Ice takes place today. I take a gander at the travelling cart. I don't know if I already bought the rare crow it has for sale, but I buy it anyway just to be safe. The fishing competition begins and I take a walk. Listen, I'm going to say this as clearly as I possibly can. I will never, ever allow myself to win this competition. Willie should win this competition every single time. I will not hear anybody out on this. Willie is a gentleman and deserves his moment in the spotlight. Think about it. He gives you a fishing rod for free, he gives you a copper pan for free which allows you to go panning, and he brings you to Ginger Island. Admittedly, that last one isn't free, you have to give him 1,000 gold every time, but my point still stands. Willie does so much for the farmer, so the least I can do is make sure he wins this competition. A void chicken has been welcomed into the family on day 93. I decide to call this chicken Scallywag. Yeah, I'm running out of ideas for names. I collect an amethyst, a ruby, an emerald, a topaz and an aquamarine out of a chest and head to Ginger Island. I head to the forest where a bird drops a topaz. This is really good timing. I'm going to try to explain this next part as clearly as I can, so please bear with me for a moment. That topaz we picked up is part of a puzzle. Because we found it in the forest, which is on the right side of the island, it gets placed on the podium on the right. As for the remaining 3 podiums, normally you would come back to the island on a rainy day, find another bird in a different part of the island and place the gem it drops on the corresponding podium. But I am under a significant time constraint here. I cannot afford to be dilly-dallying like that. So instead I place the gems I brought with me on the podiums in the hopes that I can guess the correct layout. It takes around a minute, but I actually managed to do it. I spend 20 golden walnuts to unlock the farmhouse before the day ends. I begin day 94 by planting some more seeds on our island farm. In a perfect world, I would be planting starfruit seeds here right now, but perfection is a cruel mistress, and I am lazy. So a random assortment of seeds will do for now. I head back to Pelican Town and ask Clint to crack open a golden coconut, which provides us with a golden walnut. I purchase enough coal and iron ore to make a single bomb, then it's back to Ginger Island to open up the dig site. I break all of the rocks here because they can drop artifacts that we can donate to the island office when we free Professor Snail from the cave he's trapped inside of. Speaking of, I use the bomb we made to do exactly that. I return to the island farm and plant some taro roots, then I return to Pelican Town and finally find the shadow figure that we saw on the first day of winter. I forgot about them. I really hope they didn't stay in that bush for the last 9 days just waiting for me to show up. If they did, then that might just be the longest game of hide and seek I've ever played in my life. There were quite a few artifact spots at the bus stop, so I dug them all up and found like 4 books. That was kind of a waste of time. On day 95, I spent a significant amount of time in the forest chopping down trees for Robin's special order. The good news is I collected over 1,000 pieces of wood, completing that special order. The bad news is there are now like 4 trees remaining in the forest, which probably isn't a good thing. I'll replant all of them at some point, I promise. I toss a sturgeon roe into the preserve jar I have so that it will turn into caviar in a few days' time. We have finally reached 10 hearts with Krobus on day 96. That is fantastic news, but we haven't finished our goal yet. We still need to get him to move in with us. I head to the desert and I walk around for a while. I don't know what I was doing here. That's happened a few times actually, now that I think about it. Wait, nope, it turns out I just forgot to bring the 200 void essence with me, so I went back to our farm, collected those, and then went to Robin's to add the 2 extra rooms to our house. I also asked her to upgrade our coop. Then I went to the desert and exchanged my Void Essence for the Void Ghost Pendant. I give this pendant to Krobus, who accepts the invitation to move into our house. And they were roommates. On day 97, the spirits are somewhat mightily perturbed, which means we have bad luck for the day. Yeah, I'm not dealing with that, I'm going straight to sleep. Day 98 is a hardwood collection day. I chop down all of our mahogany trees and receive at least 2 pieces of hardwood. Okay, no, that's not funny, I don't know why I said that. We actually got around 160 pieces of hardwood from this. I make a ton of wood fences and start the process of beautifying our farm. And by that I mean I just place fences down to mark different areas. It worked out pretty well though. I've got I can't, give me 1 second.
Designated.
I've got designated areas for our coop and barn, our ponds, our crops we'll be planting next year, our greenhouse and tree farm section, and our shed and tree farm section. And that was all I did today. I head to Robin's on day 99 and ask her to build a stable. Except I couldn't do that because I forgot to take away the 4 fences beside our house. I return to Robin's a short while later and move our coop, barn and shed to their designated areas and ask her to build that stable. When I talked to Krobus, he said, "You're a strange one to want to live with a creature like me. You're a strange one. I've heard that multiple times during the last month alone. Why does everybody say that to me? What's going on?" Caroline would like us to grow and ship 100 taro roots for a special order, which I accept. After a bit of a hiatus from Ginger Island, I finally return. I dig up an artifact spot and receive 2 golden coconuts. Cool. The wheat and garlic are fully grown, but the melon isn't, so I still need to wait for that before I can get the 15 golden walnuts. We do get several walnuts for harvesting the other crops though. I also get 2 walnuts by breaking muscle nodes. That puts us at a total of 53 golden walnuts collected. That's actually not too bad in my opinion. All of the crops we harvested here get thrown into our shipping bin. I plant even more seeds before the day ends. Day 100 begins with a trip to the dig site. It's business as usual here. I break the rocks in the hopes of finding artifacts we can donate. I also do some panning to get the fossilized tail. I return to Pelican Town and ask Clint to crack open our golden coconuts. Never mind, he's not there. I head to the saloon to buy, never mind, Gus isn't there, what is going on today? I head to the desert and buy 200 beet seeds. I plant these on Ginger Island. I head to the island office and donate 3 artifacts, then I make my way to the night market and spend the rest of the day fishing in the submarine. On day 101, I crack open our golden coconuts and receive a banana tree sapling and some pineapple seeds. I do a bit of fishing at the Ginger Island docks, then I plant our pineapple seeds and our banana tree sapling. I spend the rest of the day fishing. I receive a golden walnut for harvesting a cauliflower on day 100. Wait, this is like 500 words for one day. How did I manage to Alright, let's just get through this. Alright, here we go. I receive a golden walnut for harvesting a cauliflower on day 102, which is nice. Our melon has also fully grown, which is even nicer. Between this, the wheat and the garlic, we receive a total of 15 golden walnuts. I got another golden walnut when I harvested the melons, so I believe we have just witnessed what is referred to as a double whammy. I decided to have the resort built, which means the villagers can now visit the island. I head to the island office and answer 2 survey questions so I can get another 2 walnuts. I answered the first question correctly. I accidentally picked the wrong answer for the second question, so we have to come back tomorrow to answer it again. I know the answer though, I don't understand why I can't just answer it now and get my golden walnut. Why do I have to wait? Why do I have to come back tomorrow? Anyway, I buy 150 coal and 100 iron ore from Clint, make 10 seed makers and 25 bombs, and check my mail for the first time in a couple of days. Mayor Lewis tells us about the Feast of the Winter Star Festival. The person we can give a gift to is Maru. We can give her a gold bar, so it'll be grand. I buy some coffee from Gus, then I head to Ginger Island and set up my seed makers. You may have noticed that I have 11 seed makers and not 10. That is because I made 10 and brought the one we received from the community center with me too. You see that? I'm utilizing all of the resources available to me. At least I think I am. I don't know anymore. Look, I'll be honest, I didn't think I'd make it this far. I don't know what I'm doing. I made a plan for spring and that went well, but I've just been winging it ever since. Like I'm legitimately surprised things have gone as well as they have. But I'm not complaining. Alright, we're doing well, so let's just keep going. In rather unfortunate news, it was also at this point that I realized there is no way I'm going to be able to complete Caroline's special order. Like, there is genuinely a 0% probability that I'll be able to grow and ship 100 taro roots within the next 10 days or so. It's just not happening. But you have to take the good with the bad and all that. I spend the rest of the day in the volcano dungeon collecting golden walnuts. You may notice that coffee and triple shot espressos will appear in my inventory from time to time. That is because I found the hot Java ring in a chest in the volcano dungeon. When you have this equipped, every monster you defeat has a 25% chance of dropping a coffee. If they don't drop a coffee, they have a 10% chance of dropping a triple shot espresso. On day 103, I find out I have collected a total of 82 golden walnuts. I donate a mummified bat to the field office and answer the second question correctly this time to earn 2 more walnuts. I spend most of the day going through the volcano dungeon again, then I go back to check our progress once more. We are now at 90 golden walnuts. I find a mummified frog in the forest on day 104. I also found a few journal scraps that show the locations of walnuts, so I make good use of those to collect a pearl and 2 golden walnuts. I donate the frog to the office, receiving another walnut. I have said the word walnut way too many times already. I apologize. Day 105 is a big harvest day on our island farm. I throw everything into our shipping bin, then I head to the southeast side of the island to collect a golden walnut. And another golden walnut. And a third golden walnut. I play the Simon Says game to get another 3 golden walnuts. Then I unlock the island's fast travel system. Looking back on this, I now realize I did not use it a single time between now and the end of winter. I head back to our farm in Pelican Town and throw some items I was keeping on Ginger Island into my storage shed. I then use a warp totem to get back to Ginger Island, collect more items from my chest, and warp back to the farm. On day 106, a notification lets us know that we have officially earned a total of 1 million gold. That's 3 of our 4 goals completed. All we have to do now is unlock Mr. Key's walnut room. I head to Robin's and ask her to build a second pond on our farm, then it's time for another special order. I decide to choose Emily's order. She wants an amethyst, an emerald, a jade, a ruby, and a topaz. I have a good few of all of those in my storage shed, so this will be an easy one. It's off the Ginger Island where I spent about 20 seconds in the volcano dungeon, then I got scared and left. I make my way to Leo's treehouse and ask the parrot for a hint as to where a golden walnut is hidden. Buried near bones. I know exactly where that is because I've gotten that exact same hint before. To be honest, I'm surprised I missed this one, but at least we got it now. I head to Mr. Key's walnut room to check my progress, but something else happens. Instead of telling me how many walnuts I've collected, the door opens and I head inside. We did it. We actually did it. We made it into the walnut room. I take a look at the special orders board in this room. I decide to go with the prismatic range order. I also check how much progress we've made so far. 25%. Okay, that's a bit lower than I was expecting. Look, I think the important thing here is that we made it into the walnut room, right? We did good, we achieved all of our goals. Let's just ignore that 25%. It doesn't exist. It's not canon anymore, alright? We're ignoring it. On the morning of day 107, I start smelting copper ore. I want to get an oak resin farm set up, so we need as many tappers as we can get our hands on. While our furnaces are working away, I start planting oak, maple, and pine tree saplings beside our greenhouse. I also exclusively plant oak tree saplings down by our shed. I spent some time placing stone flooring on our farm. I'm basically decorating this farm the same way I decorate the farm every single time. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I also end up making a total of 25 tappers. Mayor Lewis sends us a letter on day 108 reminding us about the Feast of the Winter Star Festival that takes place tomorrow. I forgot about that, thank you for the reminder. I decide to call my horse Harry Styles. Get it? Like Harry Styles, but hairy because horse is like, hey, I'm sorry. I place my seed makers in the greenhouse and put the 2 ancient fruit I harvested into them. We get 2 ancient seeds from this, so I plant them. I head to Willie's where I decide to buy the iridium rod. Then I fish until we've got a total of 5 seaweed because I want to buy another pond. Back on our farm, I toss a midnight squid into the second pond. I only did this so we can get our hands on some squid ink. Once we've got a couple of those, I'll replace it with a different fish. The witch drops by our farm and adds a void chicken to her coop. But that's not all. On the screen that shows how much gold we earned from the items we shipped, Santa Claus shows up. Isn't that pretty rare? Like, aren't both of those things pretty rare? How did we get two of them in one night? That's pretty neat in my opinion. I throw some gold ore into a furnace on day 109. I collect the gold bar when it's ready, then I head to the Feast of the Winter Star. I give the gold bar to Maru, which she accepts graciously. I've made that mistake before, actually. Then Leah gives us a present, 10 deluxe speed grow. That's actually a fairly decent present, thank you. I ask Robin to build the third pond on our farm on day 110. I was on my way to Clint's when I bumped into him on the bridge. That's fine, I'll just cry myself to sleep tonight, I suppose. I scavenge my storage shed for items I can use for Mr. Key's special order. I buy 100 Joja Colas in the saloon, which covers the 100 blue items. I head to the community centre and give Emily all of the gems she requested as part of her special order, except I messed up. Clint gave us a quest to give Emily an amethyst. Emily also requested an amethyst as part of her special order. When I gave Emily said amethyst, it completed Clint's quest instead of her special order. I quickly run back to my farm, pick up another amethyst and give it to her. I head to the mines, drink a coffee, consume a monster musk and spend the rest of the day collecting bug meat and copper ore. This will cover the purple and orange items needed for Mr. Key's special order. It goes very well and I leave the mines with everything I need. Emily sends us a sewing machine on day 111 as a thank you for completing her special order. I head to Ginger Island where a very special cranberry harvest takes place. You remember I said I wouldn't mention harvesting cranberries unless it's for an important reason? Well, there is a very important reason for this one. We had everything we needed for Mr. Key's special order except 100 red items. So these cranberries are going to be donated to Mr. Key. I also harvest the taro roots that have grown, and yeah, there was no way I was going to be able to complete Caroline's special order to grow and ship 100 of these. That's kind of disappointing because the reward for completing that special order is the crafting recipe for the solar panel. Solar panels produce battery packs during sunny weather. That would have been incredibly useful. I complete Mr. Key's special order and receive 35 key gems. I spend these gems on the key to the town and 60 magic bait. The key to the town lets us enter all of the buildings in Pelican Town at any time. Magic bait allows us to catch any fish from a specific water source regardless of the weather, season or time. For example, if we use magic bait while we're fishing at the beach during winter, we can catch a puffer fish. Whereas normally you can only catch a puffer fish at the beach during summer. I spent some time fishing at the mountain lake, of course using the magic bait. Some bubbles popped up while I was here, so that made things even easier. After a while I moved down to the river by Penny's trailer. Then I finally go down to the beach to finish our fishing adventure for the day. We have a bit of a kerfuffle. I have caught so many different types of fish that I have no more space in my inventory. I eat 2 chubs, catch 2 more fish, and throw all of the fish I caught today in my shipping bin. Between our crops and our fish, we made around 15,000 gold. I was hoping for a bit more than that, but it all adds up. I begin day 112 by placing tappers on all of our oak trees and throwing a blue discus into our pond. I also place 3 tappers on 3 of the trees by the greenhouse. That's almost a tongue twister. I decide to treat my animals to some hay, 2 heaters and some ornamental hay bales. I should have done this at the beginning of winter, but I forgot. Sorry. I also pick up Mira Lewis's shorts. I want to wear these, and I will, as soon as I can figure out how to operate the sewing machine. I must be doing something wrong because I can't turn these shorts into shorts that I can actually wear. I'm gonna go check the Stardew Valley wiki and find out what I have to do. Right, so it turns out I need a gold bar. I say hi to Louie and wait for the gold ore to be smelted. While I'm waiting for that, I pay a visit to Ginger Island and head into the cove where I catch a stingray. That's all I wanted to do here, so I head back to the farm and wait for the gold bar to be ready. I collect it and combine it with Lewis's shorts to make the trimmed, lucky purple shorts. I take my pants off and replace them with my new shorts. That shouldn't be funny, but it is. I now feel complete. I spend the rest of the day changing the wallpaper in the house just to spice things up a bit. With that done, I sit down for a moment to acknowledge that this is the end of our first year in Stardew Valley. It was pretty stressful, I won't lie, but it was a lot of fun too. I head to sleep feeling very happy with how things went. And that is the end of our 112 days in Stardew Valley. Let's take a quick look at how we did with our goals. We had 4 goals. The first was to earn a total of 1 million gold. All of those pumpkins we planted during fall really helped with this one. The cranberries on Ginger Island and in our greenhouse gave us that last little push we needed to complete this goal, so that's good. Our second goal was to complete the community centre. This one was a bit nerve-wracking because of the travelling cart working against me for so long. In fact, around the beginning of fall, I was convinced the red cabbage seeds just weren't going to show up in time. But they did, so this goal was pretty easy to complete after that. Our third goal was to reach 10 hearts with Krobus and ask him to move in with us. I won't lie, I completely forgot about this goal until around the middle of summer, maybe the end of summer. Luckily, we reached the 60 donations mark during fall. We also really benefited from giving him a pumpkin for his birthday and getting an extra 2 hearts with him for completing the bounty board bundle in the community centre. Our fourth and final goal was to collect 100 golden walnuts, unlocking Mr. Key's walnut room. This was the goal I was the most anxious about. I've learned off most of the locations for the walnuts, which helped me with this, but I'm still sort of surprised we completed this goal. So, we completed all 4 of our goals. Am I surprised? Yes I am. I honestly thought I would fail at least 2 of them. But I didn't, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now. I definitely want to make a 200 days video where I'll try to complete the fishing and shipping collections. I will probably try to cook all of the meals and craft every item too. But that's a conversation to be had in the future. Let's focus on the present. I had a lot of fun with this. I got used to using mods and making things easier, so this was actually a really nice challenge. If you've made it this far, first of all, thank you. I also want to apologize for the length of this video. I got a bit carried away when I was writing the script for this video. I didn't realize it would end up being around 2 hours long. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you again for watching. Have a good one.